Africa is the most enterprising continent in the world, with over 90% of the population in business, solving problems in climate, in energy, in agriculture, in the civic space. All of them struggle to build an impact and to make the change they desire to do because of lack of support, lack of financing, lack of networks, lack of systems that enable them to do what they need to do. The Africa Impact Academy solves this by building that capacity, intentionally exposing them to platforms, to networks that help them build that capacity, and building a network of funders who want to invest in them. Africa Impact Academy prepares social impact entrepreneurs and early-stage nonprofits to be truly investor-ready.
My name is Nobuhle Zulu, and I am program manager for Fanplastic. Fanplastic is an environmental education program. We are headquartered in Cape Town, Western Cape, but our reach right now is over 11 different countries. So with this program, we're always asking ourselves, how might we raise a generation of kids that are more environmentally savvy, that actually want to take action to protect the environment. What we do basically is work to advance the idea of sustainable development, and we embed that into different curriculums.
They noticed that they had been shipwrecked onto a giant plastic island.
It begins with storytelling. We created an entire curriculum to support the storybooks that we use, because that's how it actually all starts. The program runs on a 4-step framework where we gamify and tell the story to children. After we tell the story, we then bring those elements out into real life, and we have a real life conversation on, hey guys, it's not just in the story. As much as we are immersed in the story, these are actually real life issues that we're faced with. The idea of how plastic pollution is harming the environment and that so many animals are at risk due to it, you know. So that's the message we drive across to the learners. Then after that, we try to get them into a space where they want to act to protect the sea animals and for them to also become a little bit more responsible. We also don't want to be a slapdash, they came and they left type of program. So in all of these different countries that we go to, we try to work with other NGOs that are on the ground, empower them with our IP, so we train them up so that they're able to facilitate the program in their own environments. Because I think it's very, very important for community ownership and also for people to, to be able to adjust the program in ways that work suitably and comfortably for that specific region. We really do want to raise as many plastic pirates as we can. Our big, hairy, audacious goal is 1 million learners by 2030.
My name is Munyao. I am the co-founder and CEO of Orya, where we are converting agricultural waste into eco-friendly briquettes. When I was growing up, I witnessed my mother's struggle. Each and every meal she prepared meant a fight against big smoke, burning eyes, and coughing endlessly. This is what inspired what I'm doing today. Initially, farmers used to dispose their waste, but right now, it's helping them to earn an extra income through supplying agricultural waste to us that we use to make briquettes. On the other side, households are benefiting from eco-friendly briquettes that are less smoky, they burn longer, and they are 30% cheaper compared to normal charcoal and firewood. we are working on automation of all our processes. Once we get the machines and be able to automate all the processes, it will really help even when it comes to scaling our impact. In the next 3 to 5 years, Orya Briqs aims to be able to serve more than 20,000 households and also more than 200 SMEs, that is restaurants, hotels, and also poultry farmers. And this will be made possible through strategic partnerships, automation of our processes, and also ability to get more support in terms of funding.
And then what associations have you been able to join, given your community? My name is Sarah Nathaniel Yanayork, founder of the Sarah Nathaniel Snart Foundation. We are aimed at promoting human rights, inclusion, ensuring that marginalized groups are able to participate actively in decision-making and governance. This community suffers pervasive high inequality. We also have issues of teenage pregnancy, have issues of early marriage. Many young girls have not been able to complete their education because of teenage pregnancy. We have people with disabilities, people who are from poor income families and homes that are unable to support their children. Many interventions and aid have been brought to this community. Unfortunately, they've not been able to take away ownership of these opportunities because they are not aware of their human rights, and they are not aware that some of these things are actually their human security that ought to be protected. We are coming in to fill in this gap by creating awareness. We've made tremendous impacts in this community, especially in Somninkura. We've been able to integrate 12 disabled children, both boys and girls, back to school. We solicited for funds for them to get their wheelchairs, which they've used. We've been able to enroll more than 20 students in school who are from poor income homes. We've been able to empower over 50 women with economic skills in order for them to be able to support their families. So we thought it wise that we needed to include and incorporate these people into the advocacy themselves. And not only that, we wanted them to also participate actively so that they do not only become the beneficiaries of this aid, but they also can give out this aid. They can amplify their voices for change in the community. The Sarah Nathaniel Snart Foundation works with volunteers currently. This foundation is being propelled by the spirit of youth, trying to make a change in the community.
This one has been a facility doing R&D and experimentation in different technology, existing technologies, and improvement to be able to serve our customers. My name is John Kiama. I am the CEO and co-founder of Tandaza Dairy, a company dedicated to digitize and revolutionize milk supply chain. 75% of the milk consumers are in informal sectors. The product or the milk which is available in the informal sector sometimes is not of very high qualities. The hygienic situations when this product is being handled is questionable. So we need the families to have safe product for them. So we do that by developing technology. This technology helps safeguard the quality of the product and make this product available at affordable prices to the differentiated communities who have no financial capability to be able to access the mainstream product, which is packed milk. Tandaza Dairy collects the milk product from the farmers. Through our technology we have been able to develop, we are able to rapidly test the quality and the sanity of the product. We take it through processing. During transit, we monitor it and we track the product to ensure that there is no room for adulteration along the way. It arrives at not more than 6 degrees in our outlets, whereby our next piece of technology awaits. And this is the Tandaza vending system. So we developed it so that we could be able to minimize cases of outlet-based adulteration. The other piece of technology is that we are able to vend exactly the amount of milk that our consumers need. That is all the way from 10 shillings to whatever amount they can be able to do. So, and this one helps us to address our communities in the urban centers who have been disfranchised by the economic situations in the country. We are able now to be able to serve these communities and get them the product, high quality product, similar to that their counterpart of the packed milk, without the packaging costs. So it's very affordable to them.
Upward Eco Limited is an environmental sustainability business based in Jikwe area of Abuja, Nigeria, and we are doing our bit by trying to help reduce the amount of waste that ends up on the dump site. We turn it into useful product like fashion accessory, kids toys, and things we use in the household. We've been able to recover over 50 tons of plastics alone within the span of 12 months. My name is Mohammed Sanusi. I'm the founder and CEO of Upward Eco Limited. The journey starts from awareness. We take the individual or the potential client, we take that person through a course. We call it a green bridge course. And that green bridge is to educate that potential user to be able to understand what the green space is about. You get to understand what circular economy is about, climate change is about, carbon footprint is about. Then we talk about energy management, waste management, and water management. Then once you are good, and we onboard you to sendwaste.com. So when the collector comes into your premises, fully kitted with their weighing scale, they are able to take the weight of what they are going to pick up from there. Once they measure the weights, instantly the cashback is given to you. We now upload the data from the back end onto the user's dashboard. So remember, we've paid you cash. Now there is coin reward for after we have been able to segregate this thing, then it goes into the production team's department where they start the process of making production for that item. Once the production team have come up with a product, we list it on Aura Store. The Aura Store is positioned to be able to help us increase our revenue source.
I come from a township experience where access to digital solutions is very limited. As a result, I'm a person who likes to create and build things. So I saw the limitation, and Tuto AI was something that I wanted to exist. I am Neo Sibanze. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Tuto AI. Tuto AI is an ecosystem that helps entrepreneurs and students learn about artificial intelligence. We train them about utilizing AI in their business. Our goal is to make sure that the next generation of Africans are equipped in knowing about artificial intelligence. A lot of Africans feel intimidated by these big words, you know what I mean, like engineering, AI. And from that point on, we decided to create an ecosystem that meets our users where they are. And then I met my co-founder, who is a graphic designer. We had a shared passion of what Africa should be like. And we saw the mission being bigger than what we were creating. We started off with educating students. So we created a learning platform online. From that point on, we started creating courses that are specifically designed for African learners. So within the academy, that's where they learn about artificial intelligence. So students and entrepreneurs, they start learning from it. And once they graduate to the academy, they move into the labs. So the labs gives them a platform where they're able to build AI solution custom to their specific problems. So far, we have managed to onboard like 160 students. So from that 160, 60% are school students, 40% are like entrepreneurs. And then from those entrepreneurs, we've managed to communicate with them like individually, provide them a consultancy basis, try to understand what problems are they facing. One of the major problems that they're facing is marketing. So they have difficulty with expressing their business across digitally. So we utilize AI in helping them like generate logos, generate images, generate flyers. So in a sense of the business sense, that's where we've been mostly impactful.
In South Africa, women are struggling. Women are going through a lot. Women were being abused because they were not working. They were housewives. So I came up with helping women who are not working and build them so that they can believe in themselves. My name is Lebo. I'm the founder of Lebo Joy Foundation. Today we're gonna train you on nail technicians, soap production, and candle making, okay? We actually helping young women with hand skills. We are training them and mentoring them to become the better leaders and to make sure that they open businesses and prevent a GBV. We are training for candle making, soap production, nails technician, flower arrangements, baking, and decor. Hand skills is economic empowerment because with our hand skills, when they know how to do the soap, when they know how to make the candles, when they know how to do the flowers and the nails, it's helping the community. We did 5 workshops, which each workshops we had about 50 women. So till now we did 250 women. The GBV has decreased because now the women are waking up to go to work. Some they are now doing their business. They have an income now, and we are proud.
My name is Undru Ikwamadu, and I'm the founder and CEO at Brand Drive. While just visiting many countries across Africa, specifically businesses. And when I get to ask questions like, how many customers do you have in the last quarter? What product is basically selling the most within your business, or how much did you get to make every single month? I'm always left with stares. And that was how Brand Drive was formed.
Brand Drive started in 2020, and for us, what we wanted to achieve was to take the solution to businesses and actually have it impact their operations, impact how they make decisions. The solutions we are trying to create for businesses is to give them the tools to manage their operations, to record all the activities that are happening in their business on a daily basis. And we also want to take this a bit forward and make sure that they have all of the data, insights, and information to track their business growth, both in the long run and in the short run.
Most of the tools, specifically catering to business management, are not built for the realities of doing business within Nigeria. Some of them are not built for the context of understanding what it means to have internet in Africa. Or more importantly, some of these businesses require a system whereby the educational gap or the technical literacy is not as diverse as it is in the West.
So we brought the solution to retail businesses. We have the offline POS, for example, and this means that without internet connectivity, businesses in Nigeria can use the system. And this system also gives them insights. It has been a game changer for the businesses that are currently in our network.
So we've built a very smart technology, heavily powered by an internal tool and AI called Nivram. So you basically populated a lot of information from bookkeeping to payments, and the outcome of that is AI-powered data insights. So what these businesses get to have is a smart tool. Think of it as a CFO for your business that helps you understand what is going within the business and how better you can be able to improve specific actions you take as a business owner, because you're circumnavigated around risk and decision making every single day as a business owner. And what Nivram AI does is gives you feedback that can help you thrive. Today, Brand Drive services about 15,000 customers spanning across Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya.
In like about 2 years, we're looking to also take this beyond Africa also. So that's what expansion is going to look like for us.
The goal is simple. We want to make sure that we can create a generation of data-driven businesses.
Njenga is my name. I'm the founder, Shani Agri Processors Limited, an organization that was formed due to issues I encountered as a farmer. I used to farm, then take the produce to the market. And I would find that if there's glut or if the season is, let's say, cold, let's take an example of bananas. No one will purchase. I'll go back with my fruits back to the farm, and I would throw them away. And for me, that did not sit very well, because when we're talking about food loss, this is it. So the issue of food loss is what prompted Shane to be born, because we realized we can preserve shelf life, we can extend shelf life by processing the fruits and vegetables into good products. Yeah, like sauces that we have, chutneys, what we have. Shane was actually registered in 2018, but formally taking off was 2023, because I did a lot of product development and trying to test with the market from my kitchen. So at that point also I was seeking having the product certified. And mostly I went with the 3 products. I went with the tamarind sauce, the mango chutney, and the barbecue sauce. And how we went to the market is that we started with organic markets. Some in Nairobi. We still go to the organic markets, and those are the customers that confirm your products. They like tickets. So towards the end of 2024, I went in for certification. And by January of this year, we got certified. By March of this year, I got the certificate, which I could comfortably put it on my labels that it is KEBS certified.
Kids that were born from 2000 up until now, they are dying at a faster age, having diagnosed with diabetes at the age of 21, which is things that were very taboo when I grew up. It was not in the black community, but now it's like a thing whereby if we don't address what we consume, then we'll be compromised as earlier as we should not be. My full name is Rutle Oscar Chunyamonama. Yeah, I've got 3 names and a surname. I co-founded a company called Peko PM Group with my partner, Jay Mapeu. It's a company that deals with indigenous plants, and we look at turning them into superfoods so that people can eat well and healthy. But not only that, we're also looking at developing an app that will profile over 4,500 plants across Africa, because we believe that Africa is the epitome of creation, and all these supernatural plants are found here. So it's one of those things that we believe we have to preserve, not just for us, but the future generations. And what better way to kind of do that than to turn it into normal household food. What we are doing is actually biotechnology, and it's all accessible. It's not something that is special. The motivation of the company is purely just to get the knowledge, preserve the knowledge, and encapsulate it into something that you can experience. One of the key elements that we want to do is strive on educating people about products, because there's a lot of misconception. You know, some people will say, I had moringa and then, hey, I felt pregnant. You know, we are glad to say we have never had any bad feedback. We've got a lot of repeat sales, to the point where even launching new products, I mean, we can help our people live longer lives. We can help our people to be better. I've got this idea of building, you know, a company that can run a whole value chain from production to farm to fork, but it has to have a meaning.
So the current landscape for SMEs across Africa, there's good and bad. You're talking about, you know, over 40 million SMEs registered across Africa, contributing to more than 50% of GDP, 80% of employment. So it's important. They are important. How do we take this latent pool of energy and potential and take it to that next level, so that some of these SMEs and social enterprises now become bigger businesses?
The appetite for such a program was evident in the numbers of applications that we received and the quality of applications that we received. Out of the 1,600 applications that we received, we onboarded 445 social enterprises. These cut across many sectors. We have businesses that are working in climate and environment, businesses that are providing solutions in in public health. We have businesses that are providing solutions in education, in technology, and also community development like foundations and the likes. Percentage of women-led businesses in the program currently is 42%. This is because one of the outcomes that we were looking to build is really building capacity of women-led businesses.
Why the Africa Impact Academy focuses on both for-profits and non-profits? They are all businesses solving a problem in their community, at the same time providing an income for the founder, for the entrepreneur, and the community of people who receive direct employment and the indirect employment. Why separate them when you're building capacity?
When we're designing the curriculum, we went through a three-stage process. So first, we sort of asked them, what are you struggling with the most? What would you like to hear from a world-class program built for African enterprises? And they gave us a bunch of responses. We then took that, designed a draft curriculum, which was built around the 5 areas, which is, business strategy, you've got marketing, finance, technology, and then governance. And then we tested it again with a select group, and we sort of took them through it and said, if you went through a program that looks like this, built around these modules and executed like this, will this be of value to you? And I said yes, and here are a few changes. And then that's when we put it out there. With that kind of sort of gated process, we made sure that, number one, we're not building it for ourselves. That's a temptation. The principles that guided us were built around the 7 different ways that people learn. Not all of us will read. Not all of us will watch, not all of us will touch and learn. So we try to incorporate all the different ways in which human beings learn. And again, through our experience of training thousands of entrepreneurs, we've gotten a knack for what works in a virtual setup and also in an in-person setup. And remember, in the program design, we had both.
From the Africa Impact Academy, we were given an opportunity to apply for internship slots, whereby the interns were supposed to chip into our businesses and help us refine the aspects that we felt like we were struggling with.
Hence our partnership with USIU, where we are getting students who bring in technical support.
We have different skill sets that we're looking for: videography, graphic design, sales and marketing, finance, communication. So when the businesses put in their requests, we're able to pick from our database who fits, train them on how they're able to support the businesses, and also continue monitoring the process in terms of feedback from the interns and even the businesses.
AIA has really helped us as Captain Fanplastic, especially with us transitioning from being a campaign into an actual NPO. Through AIA, we've started to look at who are we talking to when we're speaking about our clients,
Before joining Africa Impact Academy, I was still in ideation stage and I did not know where to start. We had very amazing facilitators who helped us understand that it's okay to have fear of unknown when you are starting, but now you need to change your mindset. You need to have a growth mindset. I was able to improve our investor communication. We also started coming up with the investor readiness plan, which is really supporting us to get partnerships and also funding. From my communication with my first donor after we were done with those models, I was able to articulate my business in a good way, and they gave me seed funding to support the testing and validation of our products. The Africa Impact Academy, they have really helped me to shift from just producing briquettes to coming up with a scalable and replicable model that can be able to address unemployment, gender inequality, and also carbon emissions.
Good afternoon, Kaduna. Good afternoon, Crack City. And you know how we do it every Saturday. We come up with interesting topics that concerns the teenagers.
Given our programs with the Teens Corner, that is the Teens Corner Voice Your Change radio show, we needed the right strategy to send our messages to our audiences or to our listeners. Recently, I've learned through the academy the rudiments of storytelling and how much impact I can make.
Storytelling is a vital part of Africa Impact Academy's mission because we need to tell the African stories. We create solutions that are relevant to us. We create thriving businesses that are relevant to our communities. We create a lot of impact in our community that often goes unrecognized because we don't tell these stories. Not only is it important to tell their stories just for online viewers and marketing and the likes, that it's also important for them to reach investors.
African Impact Academy has influenced our business. This was actually from how we are supposed to keep our records properly in terms of our finances. That one was a big deal to us. We actually changed a lot of things after this particular training in how we handle those finances. And two, it has helped us develop our internal tool, that is software, for actually capturing the right metrics, the right KPIs. One of the things also we have actually benefited from that program is in terms of how we interact with our consumers. We've been able to pilot customer incentive program for our consumers. This is where our consumers can be able to earn points. We were amazed by how such kind of a small trick can be able to change the business, because in some of our outlets we were able to get our retention rate jump from about 65% to about 80%. We have done that in a period of 3 weeks, and we have found an insight on how we can build franchise and being able to scale our business in a faster way to make our scaling sustainable and reliable.
When it comes to what we gain from AIA in terms of the knowledge sharing, business strategy for me stood out. Apart from fine-tuning what we were doing, it gave me more clarity on what we are doing. And one very good outcome of the AIA is the launch of the Orya store. So that sustainability aspect for us was something that took us back. I had to call my team at some point and told them, look guys, once we run out of our running fund, nobody is coming to save us. We have to find a way to get in money. That strategy class initiated us to go into the thinking, and of course at the end of it all, our store is what was born out of it. So this thing is not just happening to the business alone. Me as an individual, it also helped me, it molds me to be able to know how to not just talk about things, but taking the real action.
We didn't raise funds whatsoever. We didn't know how to raise funds. But when we got introduced to the African Impact Academy, they got us to focus more on the fundraising aspect of it. They got to show us that there is a lot of money within Africa. We just need to put ourselves in that position. I got to see that there is so much work for us to do. We need to go harder. We need to go harder as Africans.
I wanted to look out for partners that share the same inspiration, or partners that share the same thought process as I do. So when I looked at what AIA was doing, it resonated very deeply with me.
For us in joining Africa Impact Academy, we wanted to understand the nuances of building in Africa, building a business in Africa beyond Nigeria, because we're looking to expand into other African countries. And I especially loved the governance training. That helped me specifically because as an operations person, setting up a proper governance and organizational structure is the core of my responsibility.
They have made us see it's not all about processing. We also need to have our processes, our operational processes in line, from sourcing to our finished products. How are we keeping our records? Do we have repeat customers? How are we able to measure that? Through AIA, we got an opportunity to showcase our products at various events.
We try and bring opportunities to these businesses to be able to showcase themselves. We have a monthly newsletter that goes out with global opportunities for platforms where they can come, bring their products, showcase them to investors, showcase them to customers, and showcase them to other peers.
The Career Week in USIU, we got an opportunity to showcase our products through the support of AIA, and we sold. We were happy about it, and that it gave us a confirmation and confidence that we have the right product for the right people.
Such programs such as the African Impact Academy, they help us to collaborate, they create opportunities for network.
We're stronger together, let's not work in silos. That's actually what prompted us to join Africa Impact Academy, right? It's to grow with other social enterprises, find out what challenges they are facing, how do they see these things. You know, it's very important to have a community of practice, right?
It's been interesting to network and have great conversations with other founders like myself. Some of them have also turned out to be customers of Brand Drive today in a very short period.
The number of programs and initiatives in Africa that are providing training and capacity building are too much. Each of them with a different philosophy of training, but none of them are putting money in the hands of these businesses or building a pipeline to them to describe, after we train you, this is what you need to do to be able to attract capital to your business. These are the steps you need to take. These are the people you need to work with.
In terms of the post-program design, it doesn't end once the training is over and the mentorship is over. A big part of the design is the alumni and thinking about what support looks like 6 months, a year, 2 years later. And they'll continue to get support and mentorship and guidance across. And that will be, I think, one of the pivotal things that we will do different compared to other programs as well.
The Africa Impact Academy enables African indigenous solutions to grow, to thrive, and to scale. And this model is proof that when trust, skills, networks, and African generosity comes together, the African change makers can transform not just their communities, but the entire continent.